Wow, this palace is so beautiful. I want to see inside.
My prince, why are you sad? You should be happy. My prince, watch me.
Stop that dance immediately, you dirty girl! If I ever see you here in this palace, I will kill you!
A barefoot village girl slipped quietly through the royal gate and changed the fate of a whole kingdom. This place is so big, she thought. Why does that young man look so sad? Maybe I can make him laugh. She smiled softly and stepped forward. Hello, my prince. Please watch me. She began to dance happily. First, she spun around like she had lost her senses. Then she waved her arms everywhere, hopping on one foot while the other stomped hard, sending red dust into the air. Suddenly, a sharp voice broke the moment. Stop that nonsense, you filthy girl. Why are you dancing like a mad person in front of my son, who allowed you into this palace? But how did it all begin? Let us return to the start, because this is a story about a prince who forgot how to believe again, a girl who refused to stop dancing, and a love that challenged an entire kingdom. It all began many months before that strange afternoon. Long ago, in a rich African kingdom where customs were older than the trees, there lived a young prince named Zeran. He was only 24 years old when his life broke in one terrible moment. It happened during the yearly harvest celebration, the biggest event in the land. Young men competed to climb the sacred ironwood tree, which stood taller than all others. Whoever reached the top in under 5 minutes and picked the golden fruit would be praised by the whole kingdom. Their name would be remembered for generations. Prince Zeran was promised to Princess Malika, daughter of a nearby powerful ruler. She was very beautiful, but more than that, she was hungry for power. Their marriage would join 2 strong kingdoms. Everyone believed they were perfect. That day, when the signal was given, Zeran climbed faster than anyone else. The crowd shouted his name. He could see Princess Malika watching proudly. Only a little higher, and victory would be his. But another climber, desperate to win, rushed recklessly upward. They both reached for the fruit at the same time. Their hands collided. They struggled. The branch cracked loudly. Zeran fell nearly 30 feet, smashing through branches before hitting the hard roots below. The festival stopped instantly. People screamed as he was carried quickly to the palace healing room. 3 days later, he opened his eyes. His father, King Raiden, stood beside him, his face filled with fear. The royal healer stood nearby, unable to look up. "My son," the king whispered, "can you move your legs?" Zeran tried. Nothing happened. "Do you feel this?" the healer asked, touching his leg with a hot stone. "Nothing." She pricked his foot with a thorn. Still nothing. Her voice was calm but final. "The fall injured his spine. His legs will not work again." Silence filled the room. Only the king's heavy breathing could be heard, like a man drowning without water. The news spread fast. Within days, Princess Malika's father sent a message. His words were polite but cruel. "A prince who cannot walk cannot rule. We must cancel this marriage." Queen Sarah, Zeran's mother, tore her clothes when she heard. She did not cry. She shouted at servants, messengers, and even the gods. But worst of all, she began to look at her son differently. Not with pity, but with disappointment. Zeran said nothing. He rolled his chair to the far corner of the palace yard, beneath the mango trees, and stared into empty space. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. The prince who once laughed the loudest, now barely spoke. He refused visitors. He stopped asking for his favorite foods. His bright eyes became dull. King Raiden tried everything money could buy. Healers from far lands, priests who promised wonders, offerings to gods and ancestors. Nothing worked, because the real wound was no longer in Zeran's legs. It was in his heart. 2 years later, on a quiet afternoon, a stranger entered the kingdom. No one knew where she came from. She appeared like morning fog, barefoot, thin, and hungry. She wore a torn cloth and a single faded stone bead tied around her neck. Her name was Lami. She was from a different tribe. This alone made people suspicious. An elderly woman from the village had raised her after her grandmother died, but when famine came, that woman also passed away. Her relatives sent Lami away. "You are not our blood," they said. "You do not belong." Lami walked for days, sleeping under trees, drinking from streams, until her feet carried her to this kingdom. She touched the bead on her neck and remembered her grandmother's voice. "Lami, keep this bead. Our blood lives in it. As long as you wear it, you are never alone." She survived by dancing. Each evening, when traders gathered, she stepped into the open space and danced. Not the soft dances of the palace, but wild, honest movement. Her feet beat the ground like drums. Her body told stories of hunger, loss, and stubborn happiness. People laughed, some threw small coins, others gave scraps of food. Children loved her. Adults whispered, "She has no family. That bead looks strange. Why does she smile when she has nothing?" Lami heard them, but her grandmother had taught her that words only hurt if you allow them. One afternoon, hunger hurt badly. She wandered toward the rich houses, hopping for water or leftover food. That was when she saw the palace. The gate was slightly open. Inside, beneath a mango tree, sat a young man in a wooden chair. His head was down. His hands were empty. He looked like someone who had stopped waiting for life. Lami felt her chest tighten. Without thinking, she stepped inside. She stood before him. Then she danced. She hopped, she crossed her eyes. She waved her arms wildly and pretended to fall. Slowly, the prince lifted his head. Then, he laughed. Real laughter. The kind that shakes your body. That was when a voice shouted, "Stop!" Queen Sarah stood nearby, angry. But King Raiden saw his son smiling for the first time in years. "She made him laugh," he whispered. Zeran asked for her to return. And she did. Every day. She danced, she talked. She reminded him of joy. Slowly, Zeran changed. He sat straighter. He smiled before she arrived. Hope returned. The king offered her protection. The queen watched with cold eyes. Months later, Zeran gave Lami a royal bead. "My bead shows where you belong," he said. She cried. That night, the queen warned her to leave. Lami tried, but love pulled her back. One day, Zeran felt his toe move. Then his foot. Then he stood. The palace cried. But jealousy grew. The old princess returned. Zeran refused her. He chose Lami. Lies spread. She is a witch. Lami ran away, crying by the river. Zeran stood. He walked. He found her. He asked her to marry him. She said yes. The elders argued. The king chose love. They married. Years passed. Lami became a queen who walked barefoot, helped the poor, and danced with children. The queen apologized. Love healed everything. And the kingdom learned this truth. Sometimes healing does not come from medicine. It comes from someone brave enough to dance in the darkness until another soul remembers how to smile. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you did, please like, comment, share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us keep bringing amazing stories just like this. Until the next story, please stay safe and stay prayerful. I love you all.